All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to week number 9 of the 2025-26 NFL predictions. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. Last week, I didn't do too good at all. I went a total of 6-7, so which my brings my record to this year 73, 47, and 1 on the season. We're going to get started with game maps. So here are your maps for the CBS early window. CBS late is just going to be a national televised game, which will be the Chiefs and Bills. Everyone's going to get that. And then your Fox single window, most of you are getting the Vikings and Lions. Okay? All right, we're going to get started right away with the Ravens and Dolphins. This one's going to be, I guess, kind of interesting because the Ravens, it's basically a must-win game for them. Dolphins, their season's over. I'm not confident the Dolphins coming back from 2-6 on the year. They did get an upset win against the Falcons, which, yeah, that's crazy, man, because the Falcons just are bipolar. It looks like Lamar will be playing for the first time since week number 4. Everyone looks active on the Ravens side. It looks like everyone's ready to go as of game time. And then meanwhile for the Dolphins side of things, there's some players that are questionable for today's game. It looks like Baltimore's all healthy, so this is going to be a must-win game for them. It looks like Julian Hill is apparently their tight end, which is odd, but he's out apparently. It looks like everyone is likely active. Like Bradley Chubb is questionable, and that's about it. Like that's really impactful for this team. It looks like everybody's healthy for this game. But these are two bad teams with records. I'm expecting a butt kicking out of Baltimore. They need this win. If they don't win, technically, I guess I would say their season's over. I don't think they're coming back from 2-6. But I think they survive, keep their season alive for at least another week. They win 31-17 in this one. I'm expecting a butt kicking. I think the Dolphins is gonna have a bad day on defense. I think after just that fluky game against the Falcons, I think Derrick Henry's gonna run all over them. Lamar coming back, I think he's gonna be a huge factor. It looks like everyone's ready to go. The only player that on defense is not really active, which he's on IR, is Madubuike, and that's about it. Jair Alexander's playing. It looks like. Yeah, Jair is on the second string. Nate Wiggins, Awuzie is active. Kyle Hamilton. It looks like most of the guys are active for today. So, Ravens, get it back together. Hopefully, you guys win. Roquan's coming back. He came back against the Bears, but your team's active, healthy, ready to go. You need some wins ahead so you can keep your season alive, which I think they will win this one, 31-17. Next we have is our first Sunday afternoon window game is the Bears and the Bengals. It looks like right now, as I'm recording this, like half of the offense is injured for Chicago. DeAndre Swift questionable, Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, Alameda Zaccheaus, Cole Kmet, and Luther Burden are all questionable for for Sunday's game. Ross John Johnson questionable. Their defense is fine, but all their offense is like hurt except for Caleb Williams and Colston Loveland. So the Bears may not have anybody on offense. I have to check their injury report real quick and see what happened. And they did not practice, so it got me thinking. I don't know what's gonna happen. But Luther Burden, he did not practice. It looks like he'll be out. Russ John Johnson did not practice. DeAndre Swift did not practice. Joe Thuney did not practice. I think he's just resting. He'll be fine. Cole Kmet was limited. DJ Moore limited. Roma Dunze limited. Zaccheaus limited. So we do not know what is going to be happening. So I don't know what's going to happen with Swift. So we'll see what happens. I think most of them are going to be active. Um, so yeah, I don't know. The Bears are kind of banged up on offense right now, so I don't know if DeAndre Swift or anybody on the Bears offense is going to be active or not. So something to keep an eye on. Kyle Mongai would be the starter if Swift can't go. But let's see what happens on Sunday. But I'm expecting the Bengals to bounce back from this. I think this is an upset. They Bengals can. I think this is going to be a shootout game. Like I said, this is a coin flip. I think the Bengals win at home 27-24. Bengals, Flacco could be out with an AC joint with his shoulder, but he was on the practice field. If he can't go, it would be back to Jake Browning, which if the Bengals are starting Jake Browning, I am very not confident in this guy. Trey Hendrickson was a non-participant. I heard rumors that he could be traded next week, so you need to keep alert on that. But yeah, about the Bengals, I think they're going to bounce back. If they do win, I think they're going to not pull the plug just yet. But if they lose, they could potentially pull the plug. I don't know what's going to happen, but the AFC North is broken right now. But yeah, the Bengals keep their season alive, I guess, for another week. I don't know. But they win by the final score of 27-24. Next, you have the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions in this one. I think J.J. McCarthy is finally coming back. So yeah, the Vikings are kind of dealing with injuries as well, but they've been playing terribly as of late. It looks like McCarthy's going to be playing. Offense is fine. C.J. Ham, questionable. Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill, questionable. Isaiah Rodgers is questionable. And that's about it for the Lions. For the Lions, they've been on a roll, and the Vikings have been on a slump. I'm not confident in the Vikings in this one. The Lions, on the other hand, I think basically everyone's active except for Kirby Joseph. Malcolm Rodriguez is out. Davenport's on IR. DJ Reed IR. Maddox IR. And that's about it. I don't know when DJ Reed's coming back at all. He's been out for like over a month. But we'll see. But the Lions just paid Aiden Hutchinson as well, which he'll be here to stay. And I think the Lions are going to manhandle the Vikings in this one. The Lions are a lock to win, I believe. This is going to be a butt-kicking game. I think the Lions win 34-9. I think the Vikings only get field goals for points, and that's it. And the Lions will steamroll the Vikings, I think, right now. It could be a much lower scoring game because the Vikings' defense is good. But the Vikings have not been performing as a team in general as of this very late. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not confident in the Vikings. I'm sorry. And then you got the Carolina Panthers and the Green Bay Packers. Unfortunately, I want the Panthers to win in this one, but I think we're about to get another butt whipping again. The Green Bay Packers are probably, if not the second hottest team in the league, other than the Chiefs. I think the Packers are one of the hotter teams right now. So are the Chiefs in this one. But I think the Packers are going to manhandle us, unfortunately. I think the Colts, Broncos, Patriots, Chiefs, Eagles, Seahawks, all hot right now. The Cardinals, Saints, Titans, Commanders, ice cold. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in this one. I hope we bounce. I hope we can at least make it competitive. I have us losing 34-17. I think we're gonna get manhandled all game. With no Cade Mays, I don't know who's gonna be starting at center. I think it could be Samick because I heard that Corbett's going to move to guard. Taylor Moton's questionable. Damian Lewis questionable. I'm expecting Damian Lewis to be active, and probably Taylor Moton as well. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm not expecting Cade Mays to play from what I've heard on Wednesday. I think Dowdle's now going to get a big role in the starting lineup. Derek Brown's going to be active. Trevin Wallace, questionable, is not expecting to play. I don't think Princely's playing either. So we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, Panthers lose another one. Packers are healthy, I believe. They may have some injuries, but I think the Packers are just going to roll us, unfortunately. They have some injuries with Quay Walker, some questionables, but we'll see what happens. But Packers win 34-17. Then you got the Chargers and the Titans. I'm not going to talk much about this game. I think we know what's going to happen. The Chargers win 27-10 in that one. The Titans suck. Chargers are going to hopefully relearn from their experience. And the Titans are like one of the worst teams in football right now at this very moment. But yeah, moving on. Falcons, Patriots. The Falcons are weird, and then the Patriots are better. I'm confident New England's going to beat them as well. I think the Patriots are going to do it at home, 30-17. Big game next week for them against Tampa. The Falcons have been looking really rough as of late. Michael Penix is up in the air again as well. I think Kirk Cousins could be starting, but he was limited, so he could be out for just one more game. He may go on Sunday. Drake London, questionable. Kyle Pitts is questionable. Jalen Walker, Leonard Floyd, Jesse Bates, questionable. Patriots, some injuries for them. Probably Ramondre is questionable. Other than that, they're all healthy. But Patriots win. I believe they're on a hot streak. They're continuing to roll. I think they'll win 30-17 against the Falcons. Then you got the 49ers and Giants. This one's going to be much closer than people think. I think the Niners will do it on the road and bounce back to get their 6th win of the year to go to 6-3, 23-20. I think this is going to be a very close game between these two teams. Party's status is up in the air again, so that's why it could be very close. But the Niners are getting healthier. I know they don't have Warner and Bosa for the rest of the season. But the Niners are going to be just fine, I believe, although they did suffer a tough loss to Houston. Meanwhile, because they generated zero pressure on the Giants. So that concerns me for the Giants. That gives me a little more confidence on the Giants side of the offensive because they can't generate pressure. So the Giants are probably going to have all day to throw. So we'll see what happens in this one. But I have the Niners winning 23-20 in a very close game. Then you have the Indianapolis Colts and the Pittsburgh Steelers, probably the most impactful game of the early window. Colts are on a roll. Steelers have been suspect a bit. I think the Colts are gonna do it. I'm much more confident in the Colts right now. They've been steamrolling everybody, and I think they're gonna continue to steamroll. Everyone's good to go on the Colts. I believe maybe Grover Stewart, but I don't know if he's really impactful or not. But it looks like everyone is healthy. Pittsburgh side of things. Right now, some offensive linemen's questionable, and Cole Holcomb is questionable, but everyone's basically healthy. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I think the Colts are gonna win. I think this is going to be a very close game. It's going to be fun to watch, but I have the Colts doing it on the road, 27-23 in this one. And then you got the Broncos and the Texans. Apparently Houston's favored in this one, which I don't think Houston's going to win this game. Denver's defense was on target and on point. Although Pat Surtain is a huge loss. It's a huge loss. And with Nico Collins coming back, I think he can have a big game since Pat Surtain is not going to be out there. I think the offense can generate points, but the Denver's defense is still going to generate pressure, and CJ Stroud has been struggling with pressure all season long, except for like the 49ers game and the Ravens game. But the offensive line's terrible, so it's something to keep your eyes on. But I generally believe that the Broncos are going to win in a low-scoring game. The Texans' defense is elite. Broncos' defense is elite. I think this is going to be a defensive battle between these two teams, but the Broncos handle it on the road to get their 7th win on the year, to win 20-16 in this defensive battle of a game. Late afternoon window. Jaguars and the Raiders. This is going to be a boring game. I don't think anybody's going to be watching that. But the Jags are favored. These two teams have been inconsistent as of late, and the Raiders have been a disappointment. Travis Hunter is apparently questionable. So is Brian Thomas. So we'll see what happens. I think they're both going to be just fine. Devin Lloyd, questionable. I'm expecting him to return. And yeah, and then for the Raiders side, let's see. I think Bowers is coming back. Max Crosby could be traded as well. I've heard rumors. And Palamau is questionable. But the Jaguars have been betterly consistent, and they know how to be bad teams. And I think the Jaguars are a much better team than the Raiders are currently at this moment. So, with that being said, I think the Jaguars win on the road, handle business. Not 232, but I think they win 23-14 in a just basic, boring game. All right. And then you got the Saints-Rams. Tyler Shuck is expected to start. have zero confidence that he's going to beat the Rams, and I have zero confidence he'll do anything. Kamara's questionable, Shaheed, and that's about it. And then for the Rams, I think everyone's up and active, right? Yeah, everyone's active except for like Cameron Kitchens, Darius Williams, and Rob Havenstein. But I'm confident the Rams will handle business. I think the Rams are on a roll. They'll steamroll these guys with Tyler Shuck or Rattler. I think this is going to be a blowout. I think the Rams win 27-3. Tyler Shuck has a terrible day. I'm sorry, but the Saints are going to have a rough game with Tyler Shuck in there facing the Rams in his first start. And then you got the Chiefs and Bills for the game of the week, and this was been a tough one for me to predict. I want to take the Bills to win. I really do. But the Chiefs have been a very, very hot team as of late. They've rolled on the Commanders, the Lions, the Raiders. I know the Lions are a good team. The Raiders and Commanders, I don't really know. But I think the Chiefs are going to win. I hate to say it, but I think the Chiefs are going to win. The Bills need this win, but I think the Chiefs are going to win. I generally think the Chiefs are going to win this game because the Chiefs have been the better team as of right now, and the Bills have been a little struggling on defense. Now, they shut us down 40-9 last week, but against the but the rest of their opponents, I really don't know, man. Like the Ravens, when they were healthy week 1, they scored 40 on them. They shut down the Jets. Dolphins, they basically limited all game. It was back and forth. But the Saints, they basically handled them. And then the Patriots and Falcons, they didn't do good against them. But with the Chiefs rolling, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think now, that doesn't mean it's going to be a blowout. I think this is going to come down to the wire. But I think the Chiefs will handle business on the road and get a big win. As much as I want Buffalo to win, I don't think they win this week. But I hope Buffalo wins. But I'm more confident in the Chiefs in this one. Give me the Chiefs 28-27 as of this moment. And then Sunday Night Football, you have the Seahawks and the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is projected to play. The Commanders need this win to basically keep their season up in the air for now. They're going to have to do without McLaurin again. He's out with another quad straps injury. He's been hurt all year. He's been injured basically the entire year. I don't know what's going on with McLaurin. He's just got his contract extension and dipped. Laramie Tunsil, but I think he's a phenomenal player, but he's got to get out there and help this team. Laramie Tunsil, he's questionable, and it's not like in Bradford, Washington. And then for Seattle's side, I believe everybody's up and active for the most part. Yeah, everyone's up and active. Julian Love, Jaron Reed, some guys are questionable, but basically their starters are up and active, ready to go against the Commanders. I think Seattle's going to do it. They're being on the road. I think they're going to continue doing that. I think the Seahawks win 30-20, handle business. Seattle continues to be a dominant team and potentially a team that may win the division and a crowded NFC West. So we'll see what happens next week or this Sunday against this team. But the Commanders could win. We'll see what happens. But Seattle's been on a roll as of late, and I expect them to continue to do that. And then the Cardinals and Cowboys is your last game of the week. I think this is an upset. I think the Cardinals will upset the Cowboys this week. Call me crazy. Kyler Murray's never lost in AT&T Stadium, and he's projected to play this week. Kyler Murray has won a lot of games in Dallas as of late in his career. But yeah, Kyler Murray, he's undefeated in AT&T Stadium, and we'll see what happens. But I think the Cardinals upset the Cowboys this week, 26-23. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great football week. I will see you guys for week 10. Goodbye, y'all.